How y'all doing? Something may be bumping heads or something could be a little bit difficult for you. But you like, shoot, I know you too, boo. Dang. You gonna start doing this and start doing that over here? And God say, yeah, that's what they gonna do. And you like, shit, I can't wait till everything gets clear. I said, what they doing again? I said, we don't want nobody to be amazing in their own right. And Grandma said, all the other ones can see just fine. And Grandma said, there's something about that one that makes them nervous. And Grandma said, that's what they know here too. Nervous is here. And that's their truth. Yeah, we have single is here. So we have alone, isolation, lonely, and guarded. So someone is by themselves doing what they do. And God said, that's what people so nervous about. People being by themselves. They like, yeah, certain people really love to be by themselves. And God said, your whole entire family like that, huh? Yeah. And they are. See? And God said, we not like that. We need to have everybody around. May they be toxic or not. Some people ain't built like that. And you like, yeah, that one likes their alone time. And this one don't. And God said, ain't that the truth? Snake is here, baby. So it says deception, shady, temptation, and enemy. Be on the lookout. Because you always trying to insert yourself in this and insert yourself in that in order to do this and do that, but you can't do it now. And you looking like, yeah, I don't like this. I wanted something different. And Grandma said, you finna get ready and go soon because this ain't your type of situation. And that's what you know here too. Romantic feelings. It says falling in love, affection, happiness, and emotions. And Grandma said, you about to move forward and you don't play this. And you ain't gonna deal with that either. You like, yeah, this is not what it do at all. And Grandma said, let me move forward before I snap, crackle, and pop on somebody that ain't got nothing to do with nobody else, but everybody is always in other people's business, and that's what's gonna get people what? Caught up. And Grandma said that's what they know too as well. It says crossroads. It says choice, multiple options, turning point, and indecisive. I said, they said this and they said that and all this other stuff. I said, can you prove it? No. So now what? Nothing. So go mind your own goddamn business, bitch. Grandma said it. Ain't that the truth? Yep. Divine intervention. It says serendipity is here, natural, supernatural, and karma. I said sometimes people need to stay up out of other people's business. A lot of people got stuff to do. And some people need to, you know what, move forward. And I said, they said this. I said, they ain't say nothing. And God said, we got proof of this. And that's what you need to know. I said, ain't nobody said Jack. And God said, that's what you know too. You like, ain't nobody said nothing. And you need to keep control of your raggedy, ragamuffin ass children. Some of y'all got kids and your children just be doing everything. And you don't keep control over them in some type of way. Someone needs to know that. Yeah, it says work on releasing your fears so it can manifest. So whatever you wanted to happen didn't happen. You thought that, yeah, if I do this and I do that and all this other stuff, they're gonna be asking me this and asking me that and all this other stuff and everything, and they're gonna be wanting to know this and all this other stuff. No, they didn't care. I don't know why they didn't. That's not good. Some people got their own issues. Anyone who wants people to be immersed in their issues and not take care of themselves, those are narcissistic ass people. And God said, that's what you are. What up, narc? I said, sure. He said that out loud too. I said, don't play with it. And grandma said that's what you need to know too. It says it's safe to make that adjustment. So make some adjustments, okay? Because you already know what's going on. And this person did that a million and one times at their own house and their own situation. And you act like what they didn't. They did. And grandma said, you need your ass kicked for that. It says your practicality is helping. And then we have this situation will result in good karma. So whatever is going on, good karma is here. Yeah, it says nothing is yet in stone. So nothing is yet set in stone. Change can always happen, boo. And you like, yeah, they ain't doing nothing. I said, we know that. Why you sitting up here trying to act like they're doing something? What they do now? Okay. I can guarantee you they didn't do nothing. And that's the whole thing, boo. Some people be lying and some people be telling the truth. I said the truth speaks volumes. And that's what we know too as well. It says, I need to free myself from fear and doubts. I am caged. I am a caged bird. So someone is feeling caged in. And they like, yeah, you will get out soon. But you got to do this and you got to do that and got to keep doing it. And grandma said that's what he know too as well. It says, I am unbalanced and unease. It says, I don't know what to do to fix it. So someone is really worried about fixing something, but it's going to get better. God said, pay attention even closer. Yeah, it says, I feel empty and hollow inside and I can't open up right now. That's what you need to know. Someone can't open up right now. And they got other things going on. And that's what you need to know too as well. Me, me, you know what? That's just how I think. You know, my brain say, I don't need you to be immersed in what's going on with me. I need you to fix your own situation or deal with your own situation. And that's it. I don't need people to be focused on me because I like to be alone. I like to be by myself, and I don't need all that because I'm gonna try my best to fix my own situation. And grandma said that's what people know too. It says my pride and ego got hurt, so I wanted revenge. It says I wanted you to hurt. See, this person wanted it, or you wanted someone to hurt, and I said that was the stupidest thing that you could do to a person. And grandma said they paid for it too. I said, how you gonna sit up here and ask somebody something, know the truth, and then try to make it worse? God said, no, not today, boo. They already moved forward. And God said they moved forward pretty quick too. It says, this situation bores me to death. It says, I need something more exciting. See? Someone is just used to drama. It could be you or someone else. It's mixed energy up in here. Yeah, it says there are feelings of anger inside of me that I need to release before I explode. Someone like, look, they do this, they do that, they do a. Okay, they in their own little space doing whatever they need to do, and you need to mind your business. And grandma said, yeah, mind your business. A lot of people don't know how to mind their own business because they ain't got nothing else to do. Me, I be in my own little world, and my children are the same way. Like we can all be in one house, but we all doing four separate things. Sometimes we come together as a family, do a family event or whatever, a family gathering, and after that, we is in our separate rooms doing whatever we need to do for us. And Grandma said, that's what y'all do, or that's what a person is that you're dealing with do. Yeah, it says, I cannot listen to your voice. It affects my soul. And then it says, you have become too difficult for me to handle. It says, that's a big turnoff. So someone is feeling turned off, boo. But do we care? No, we don't. And grandma said we can move forward, boo. Yeah, it says I cannot give you what you want or deserve or desire. I'm sorry. Someone can't give you what you want, boo. Or this is you. And me, y'all need to stop all that. If this you, girl, stop all that. Who cares? You know? I feel sometimes I be feeling like I don't think like nobody else. I feel like I be the only one in the world. I be like, yeah, I think I'm alone in the world because everybody want everybody to be concerned about them and this and that. No, I want you to be concerned about yourself. I want you to get whatever you got to get right with yourself. Just don't try to bring me in your drama. And grandma said, ain't that the truth? Yeah, this flipped over. See, three of swords energy. It says sleepless nights, anxiety, depression, breaking point, and negativity. And this is what's been going on. This negativity is going on. That's all it is. Yeah, see? Ten of Swords energy. They did this, they did that. They didn't do nothing. God said they ain't do nothing. Ten of Swords energy, boo. It says hiding, avoiding, lying. That's what I'm picking up on. Lying, trickery, deception. Ain't nobody got time for that. That's exactly what's going on. Yep, Ace of Cups energy. We got new feelings and new emotions about that one. Because this one ain't doing nothing. And that's how it be. It says new love and feelings, emotional awakening, intuition, and spirituality. Ain't nobody got time for the BS, boo. We do you. And whatever y'all talking about, I don't know what you're talking about, and I already know y'all lying and y'all ain't telling the truth. And that's what somebody feel like. Come on now, what you talking about, fool? You know, it's weird like that. Yeah, we have the four wands energy. This could be where you rest your head, where you lay. This could be within a connection or something. Your spouse could be lying on you. Some of y'all could be in these situations. You be like, nigga, what you talking about? Okay, get it straight, boo. It says home, reunion, stability, and belonging and celebration. Ain't nobody got time for it. Overall energy, the lovers. Some of y'all could be dealing with us. See, this is what irritates me. Being in loving connections and your spouse be doing stuff to you. You think you sitting up here, what, loving on them? They loving on you? No, you loving on them, but they ain't loving on you. They lying on you, trying to ruin your reputation, boo. Ain't nobody got time for that. And that's how it be, though. You be thinking you in a loving connection, fulfilling everything they want, please. They be fulfilling all their lies and everything else behind your back, boo. This is within connections in your home. Some of y'all can have a sister that live in your home, a step cousin that live in your home or something, lying about you, saying y'all went to the store and you did this with another dude and all this, and you ain't did nothing. You gave somebody your phone number and didn't give nobody your phone number. You better watch out for these lying cousins. Some of y'all got some lying cousins, boo. Yeah, we have self-care is here and union is coming out again. Yeah, this is in a connection, boo. Yeah, overall energy, change, and courage. It's time for you to decide to walk alone. It's time for you to decide to be single again. And that's your message.